With last night's historic win for Donald Trump, an unbelievable political comeback, will this be the change in the world that we need to see? Let's have a think about it. Welcome back, guys, to the channel, and welcome back to this momentous time in history. It really is. I wanted Donald Trump to win. I'm just going to put that out there. Definitely did, because everything that was going on in the world, he stood against. Every wrong, all this trans, all this elitist and stuff like that. It really, really is. And the world took notice last night, and we saw good conquer evil. That's what it was. It was a momentous occasion. The Americans turned out, but it also gives me, and it should give you, the confidence now to actually say, no, we can actually win again. If they were able to stand up as a country, if Donald Trump, think about what he just went through. Just think about it for a minute. Like, really let it sink in, because 2 assassination attempts. He had them, the mainstream media were calling him Nazi, they were calling him a rapist, they were calling him all these things. And yet America came out and voted with him. There was, if you were on X last night, you would have seen they were trying to defraud and fraud the system and election fraud. It was ripe last night, and he still won. The hand of God was in this. That's what I'll say. The hand of God was in this because of the evils of the world and everything to do with it. It was a momentous occasion. And it means now that other countries and other places and people like you and me, there is hope. We can actually take back our countries from a globalistic system, a system that isn't there to help us. Like, the biggest thing that I took away from last night and watching it unfold as it did and still unfolding was, with all those Americans turning out, and with, like, no matter how much fraud or anything they committed, they just could not beat the overwhelming Donald Trump and his campaign team. It was unbelievable. But what it shows me is this: the majority of Americans have turned away from media. The legacy media, that's what I'll call it, the legacy media, that's what it's been dubbed. They have turned away. They're seeking alternative where the information is. And what a wake-up call. Like, what a wake-up call. No, you've been misled. You've been misguided. You've been duped. It's okay. We were all duped. We were all in the same boat. It's happened. It's not just in America. You're seeing it in America because you're entertained by the fight back. And you're like, oh, this is massive. And remember, if they win and Kamala gets in, who knows where it would have went? Would we be impregnating men? Would we, it's crazy to think we needed some sort of sanity to come back to the modern world where it's gone insane. The fact that he has people like Elon Musk that are going to come in and help, the fact that he has all this amazing team, and people were switching sides at the end because they saw, and it was beautiful to see that someone like Kamala was bringing out celebrities like Beyonce's, Eminem's, Usher, like all these people, and it didn't, like, the people said, we don't care. And that's the beauty of it. The people said, we do not care about these celebrities because they mean nothing to us. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to see in the world, in this day and age, and this moment, and to be living through it. And if you're not in America, be happy for them, because they've given you the blueprint. You can push back. You can actually you can actually win. You can win. The people are on your side because we're all normal, everyday people. They're on your side. We are on each other's side. It's no more race against race, religion against religion. That's gone. It's no more of that. The divisiveness is all gone. They called him a racist. He's definitely not a racist. Let's be really clear about that. They called him so many names. They tried to absolutely hoax him. Some of the scandals last night that the Russians were going to bomb. Like, why would the Russians ever want to bomb somewhere in Georgia where there's a voting poll? Like, just let that sink in for a minute. The fact that some people may believe that is mind-blowing. That's it, because that's just not the case. If you believe that, I think you need help. These are all weak, last-minute ploys to just, and even Elon Musk, if anybody watched the Joe Rogan podcast with Elon Musk, and he pleaded with people, he absolutely pleaded with people to go out and vote like their lives depended on it. They did, and they did. Remember, Elon Musk, they took away certain rights for people in California. And Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, they moved out of there because of that. So now they didn't want the sentiment to that. They didn't want the rest of America turning into California. California has turned into a very horrible place. High level of addicts. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in California. They wanted out. They wanted better for their children. They moved to Texas. And it's a beautiful thing because Elon Musk's fear was if California can be taken over, then if the rest of America turns into California, well, then that's a very, very dangerous place to be. What can we do about it? It's great victory. Really applaud Donald Trump. The hand of God was definitely in this, 100%. With that amount of fraud, with that amount of media propaganda, with that amount of celebrity endorsements, the hand of God had to be there going, do you know what? No, this ain't happening for you. Who knew what was going to happen? Barack Obama just talking down to people. It was a beautiful and just thing to see last night. But it's not over yet. Donald Trump still has a responsibility to actually do the right thing. He still has a responsibility to turn this world and agenda around. He still has a responsibility for the people who believed in him, and that was the everyday person. The everyday person believed in him enough to go out in droves and actually vote and put him in power. And I thank you for that, because it has shown me and given me inspiration that it doesn't just have to be America. It can happen in the country that you live in. If this globalist system is in your country, the fight isn't over. Remember, it's God's hand. It's God's will, not ours. And we can't defeat it. In the Bible it says, put on your coat of God, the shield of God, and it will protect you from evil. And that's exactly what happened last night. 2 attempts on his life. He's been called Nazi. He's called rapist. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to shut down his businesses. They couldn't stop him because he was doing the will of God. Just remember that. That's it. Simple as. You've got celebrities who are all wrapped up in P. Diddy and Epstein Island, trying to endorse Kamala. It's a very, very bad look for them and their team. It's a very desperate attempt, a last grab of power. They are not out, though. They are not out, because they will be back, because they've tasted that power. But I think the world has spoken. It's whether or not we actually pay attention now and we don't let it go. It's a beautiful moment in history, and I think it sparks something. Where it goes from here It remains to be seen. I am optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I'm very proud of my fellow human beings that were able to get out there and actually change the trajectory of their country. Imagine somebody like Elon Musk. Imagine somebody like Kennedy coming in now with the Trump administration and changing so many lives and so many people. The endorsement of Joe Rogan at the end was amazing. These people have been shouting for a long time about these things, and to see it all just erupt yesterday was absolutely brilliant. To see the low tactics on the other side. And if you notice on Twitter, like, they stopped tweeting. Like Obama, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Camilla, they all stopped tweeting. They knew they were being demolished. And all the fraud and all the election fraud that they want to do and all the slander campaigns that they want, none of it worked. The people spoke. God put his hand on it and said, no, you can never defeat this. So it's a very interesting moment to be living in. It's a very proud moment to be living in, because for the last nearly decade, every person, I believe, in Western society has felt like they've been suppressed, oppressed. I believe that no matter what race you are, it doesn't matter. No matter what race, black, white, green, orange, whatever, like, every person in Western society, I believe, feels oppressed and has been felt oppressed. We've been bled dry from our pockets. You know, we're told boys are girls and girls are boys, and you can be no gender at all. We've been told all these mistruths and whole lies. And yesterday was a very, very, very critical turning point, because we look to America. The Western world looks to America for answers and guidance. If they go to pot, we go to pot. You understand? If they go strong, we go strong. So guess what? They went strong last night. They didn't just go strong. They went hard. They went hard. It's unbelievable to see the power of God move through something like that. Like, it is. It's unbelievable. It means so much more than just an election result last night. It really does. It's the changing of the guard. It's the changing of everything. I believe that wholeheartedly, that we're ushering in a new age. People have seen a victory. They know what it feels like, even if they weren't involved in it. And now they want it. It's a beautiful time. Love to know your thoughts on it, guys. Love to know how you feel about it. It's been amazing. It's a great day. We still don't know what's going to come, what's going to happen. That'll all unfold in the future. And I will be here, and you will be too. And the future starts now. But it's not going to be easy either. So get that out of your head. Until next time. Bye.